All right, there's something I wanted to address tonight, and I'm going to throw this up on the Entertainment Guy channel. And yeah, this is kind of weird. Um, so I'm watching Wrestle Talk today, and Wrestle Talk has started doing news videos that are 10 and a half, 11 minutes, and I get it. And as soon as I saw their videos went to 10 and a half, 11 minutes, I went, smart move, boys. Um, YouTube has algorithms and everything set up, and there are certain things that you learn. At 10-minute mark, if your video is between, I think it's like between, I don't know how high it can go, but about 10 minutes, then it's more likely to be promoted by YouTube. So, um, if you produce a video that's that long. The other thing is you can put in ad breaks. So, Wrestle Talk has, instead of putting up a 4-minute video where you can have an ad before the video and then that's it, they produce the 10-minute video. They don't, and they're not throwing in a bunch of extra crap. Like they're not adding in a bunch of crap that's not interesting. It's a longer video. It means that while Ollie's talking or Luke's talking or El Fakador's talking, I can just browse the internet and do whatever because they don't show clips. They just talk about what happened in wrestling, so I don't have to watch them. I can browse and read something else while I'm listening to them. I can multitask. It's just fine. But there were comments right away like, "Oh, they're becoming like others, the other big ones, and they're it's just all about the money." And it's the weirdest thing to do with YouTubers. And I don't, and I've mentioned this in other videos, but yeah, as people with a YouTube channel, they probably need to make extra money. And if they don't need to, but they can, it is the weirdest thing. Like if you're working at a job and you can get another job at that same job where you make more money doing the same job. You don't get any extra responsibility. You're not the boss, you're not a supervisor of any sort, you're not a lead hand, you're still the same guy, you just make more money. You take it. And people aren't going to go, "Oh, well, look who likes making money." You don't hear that at work. But with creators, there seems to be this feeling that some people have that once you've done something that will allow you to make more money and you get more revenues, and especially in January, I think what a lot of people may not know, because I talk about stuff and then people go, "I didn't know that." Your revenues you watch as they grow. So during the year, they grow, they drop, they grow, they drop. Every quarter, at the start of every quarter, they drop. So they drop in April, they drop in July, they drop in September. They drop the end of August, early September. And as a creator, it can be frustrating because you might look at your hits and go, "Wow, I got a lot of views today." And then the revenues come in the next day and you go, "Oh, and I made nothing." That's just, comparatively speaking, with what I was making the month before, I didn't make very much. And in January, it's remarkable because November was huge. Now, I noticed November was an absolutely huge month where I didn't get nearly as many hits as I got in June and July, but the revenues were much higher. December, very good at the start, and then towards the end of December, they just tailed right off. Part of the reason why we went to Vegas, I remember even saying to Yvonne, going, "Well, that's right about when all the revenues start tanking, so, that's fine." And you don't get very many views on Christmas Day anyways, because people are busy on Christmas Day, obviously. And so it didn't really bother me too much. Now January is kind of anemic compared to the rest of the year. So it's weird because, again, if you're at a job and you decide to work a bunch of overtime, again, people aren't going to walk up to you and go, "I'm working overtime, huh? You make me sick." Do you know what kind of people work overtime? Hard workers. Make me sick. Money hungry, money grubbing. And the weird thing is that if people want to skip ads and not watch them, they can skip the ads. And they do. I've looked at my revenues, I've looked at my hit counts, and I've come out with an idea of about where I think I am. And certainly there's enough tools with YouTube where they'll show you. They'll basically say, "Look, here's where your money comes from." Not only that, but they'll even tell you which country is cheap, which country actually watches ads and which ones don't. And it's surprising because number one's not Canada. You would think Canadians would go, "Oh gosh, I don't mind supporting. I can watch another Tim Hortons commercial or whatever this is all day because, gosh, Sally, this guy's a good guy." No, not really. No, they're skip. The UK is pretty good. Americans are pretty good too. So and it's funny. And parts of Europe, they're really good too. Canada's not bad, but it seems to fluctuate weirdly. It's one of those things that's really odd. And obviously, I don't show people, but it is enjoyable to look through all that minutia and see where you're doing well and where you're not. So again, coming back to what people complain about, it's you're making content that will be popular and make money. Now, I looked through the trending videos, right? And the trending videos are mostly, gotcha, here we go, we'll grab you. We've got this really, it's a phallic symbol in the thumbnail, but we're going to pretend we don't know it's a phallic symbol. Bread and ice cream. Anyways, and they'll do that, right? And they'll have clickbait headlines, and they'll have the headline and they'll save it till the end. Now, I will say this about Wrestle Talk. They have started to make it so that whatever the headline news is, they put it at the end. They didn't used to do that because they used to have 4 or 5 minute videos, so it didn't matter. Now they're trying to make sure people are watching all the way through, because your watch time is also something that is watched by the company and that people watch, right? It's not just, did I get people to click on this? It's, did they stay? There's plenty of crappy videos on YouTube that have tons of hits, but I guarantee they don't have watch time. Because you know them and I know them, that you'll look at a thumbnail and go, oh, I wonder what that is. You click on it and it's something completely different. And you go, oh, okay, so this isn't even what it said it was. So you hit the downvote, because that's what the downvote's there for. Not just because I don't agree. Downvote. That's never what it's not really what it was meant to be. It's supposed to be if it's a deceiving headline or a deceiving, it doesn't matter, because the downvote thing doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. The most downvoted video of all time is YouTube Rewind of 2018, and surprise, surprise, it still has a ton of views, meaning the downvote literally does nothing. You can just, the button's not attached to anything. That doesn't do anything. It's just like downvoting a comment. It goes nowhere. It does nothing. Which is fine with me too, because I did see people abusing it. There were people abusing the downvoting of comments, where I'd see hidden comment and go, why is that hidden? And I look at it and go, that shouldn't be hidden. That's stupid. So, YouTube's a funny thing in that I think this is the only job I've ever had where people will say, oh, you're greedy. You're trying to make money. Well, yeah. And I see that with journalism too. The Athletic has, of course, their paywall. So if you want to read their articles, they're behind a paywall. Now, where I get kind of a little about it is the Athletic claims that all of their articles are really, really well sourced, and they have the best writers, and that you're getting a higher quality than you're necessarily going to get somewhere else. No, I've looked at some of the writers they have, where they come from, and my answer to that is they're experienced, they're known. I don't know if they're the most credible writers, though. They're writers, I'll give you that, but most credible, and of course they use the subscription model in order to pay for their staff and in order to pay for themselves. They don't have ads, which other newspaper sites have, but other newspaper sites as well have had to go to a subscription model, because people want to get paid to do their job. And when it's internet related, there are lots of people who think you shouldn't get paid to do your job. You should just provide everything for free, not get paid for the work you did, and be happy about it. Be happy that people know who you are and they see your stuff and that you made no money for providing it. Which is weird, because again, there's no job anywhere that's an expectation. Here at McDonald's, we believe that the job itself is a reward. Therefore, we will no longer be paying our employees. There will be no further discounts for employees. And if you get locked in the bathroom for 6 hours, we may charge you for extra meals for having been in there and for having inconvenienced other staff and customers. Thank you for your understanding, and we'll be out of business in a week. Like, I don't get it. I don't. So I wanted to just kind of get that off my chest, because I see that in comments, and I see it on a lot of channels where I see people saying, oh, this channel is getting so greedy. These people are getting so greedy. No, I don't see it as greed at all, especially with Wrestle Talk. Wrestle Talk provides tons of content, and they don't report on the salacious crap like some of the other ones do. There's a lot of salacious crap when it comes to wrestling. There's a lot of salacious headlines, and they don't do it. So I appreciate their... In fact, I don't go to the gossip sites like I used to. I just rely on them for it because I know that whatever they're giving me... Yeah, I may have already read an exchange on Twitter if I follow Becky Lynch, because of course I do, because her exchanges on Twitter are awesome. But, you know, the other stuff they report on, yeah, they do a really good job. I think that it's really weird how people will call somebody out for trying to get paid for doing their job. Because we don't see them calling out CEOs for giving themselves 6-figure, 7-figure bonuses, which I think is weird. I think I deserve a $6 million bonus. What do you think, Shannon? Oh, I quite agree. Anybody want to disagree? Any other bosses disagree? No? Okay, so I agree with me that I deserve that bonus this year. And there's a board of governors, but they have to listen to me, because if they don't, they'll get fired. So, yay, I get $5 million this year. I did so good. I did so well. I did so well. Nothing. That's just capitalism. That's just how it works. But if a YouTuber throws in an extra ad that'll make them half a cent, greedy, shameful, hateful, horrible person, making me sit through 16 seconds of something about giving money to the poor, or Adidas, or... And I said Adidas and purse just like that because that's how we say it. It's even become a talking point in this house where Yvonne's like, well, how are we supposed to say it? I'm like, Adidas. And she's like, no. Or Adidas. She's like, no. And so, yeah, it's a talking point in this house. Anyways, I wanted to get that off my chest before I do the preview, because I'm crazy, and I'm going to be up crazy late doing the preview. So there you go. I'd be interested to know what you guys think, though, because honestly, as I said, as a creator on YouTube, as somebody who's got, you know, one channel that's doing really, really well, and this channel which has got its own niche audience, and I really appreciate this channel as well. So I try to upload content to this channel as much as I can. How do you guys feel about it? Because again, you know, yeah, we could just not monetize anything and then just not have channels and just not be able to do it. But for me, there's a peace of mind that the channel's provided me, and it means that because I get paid a month after my revenues are you know, estimated, so you get your estimate and then a month later you get paid, it means that even though my revenues for January look anemic compared to December, I'll be okay, because the December money comes at the end of January, and then all I have to do is budget, which is easy enough for me to do. I've budgeted for years, so it's really not a big deal. But at the same time, if making a longer video, and if putting in an ad here and there helps, and it doesn't do anything to harm my videos or my creations, I guess I don't understand. I don't see the problem with it, and I don't see what other channels are doing that is so horrible. But I'd be interested to know why I'm wrong. So let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. First week of January. It's not even cold out here, which is weird. Normally we've had at least some snow or cold, but it's warm, and I'm wondering what's going on, because it's oddly warm for January out there. Like it's livable, which is strange. I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. I keep waiting for the Arctic outflow winds to hit, but anyway, they haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.